Good morning. Happy Tuesday. We're just going to pretend none of that happened yesterday for the sake of this video, okay? Can we just talk about the loudness of a squirrel? How can something so tiny be so freaking loud? You can have a giant deer, a doe, a deer, a female deer, walk through your yard and not hear a sound. And you have a little, what are they, 2 pounds at the most? Are they even 2 pounds? And they make the absolute most noise of any creature in this jungle. You see the jungle? It's the jungle. Also, I recorded a part of a video yesterday, but I never posted it because, you know, we're not going to talk about yesterday. But I'm going to include that, so I'm going to go from this yellow shirt to whatever I was wearing yesterday. Anyway, I'm going to insert those because y'all also need to hear these crazy gray tree frogs. I looked them up. I found the matching sound on the YouTube for loud mouth frogs in Georgia, and it came up with gray tree frogs. So I'm going to play that for you too, okay? And I'll be back. Good morning. Happy Monday. Look at me, back to work. Well, actually, I'm walking my dog, but you know what I mean. I am back to work, though. Trina called me last night. It was about, I don't know, 9:30, quarter to 10. She asked if she could call me real quick, and I said, sure. I get Penny up while we're on the phone, and I'm like, come on, let's go outside, because I'm heading to the bed, and, you know, we'll finish off that conversation hopefully before I fall asleep, because by this point it's a little after 10 and I'm a 10 o'clock bedtime kind of girl, you know. So anyway, we go outside and Trina kind of stops talking. I said, do you hear that? She said, what is it? I said, I don't know. I said, I think it's tree frogs, which I ended up looking up a video. And the video I found said they're gray tree frogs. But my word at the noise they make. And I had recorded a video of it the night before, and I forgot to include it in yesterday's video. So I'm going to include it in today's video. They are so freaking loud. And I mean, I've lived here for 60 years, and I have never heard gray tree frogs like this so loud outside my house, okay? Now, when I go back in and close the door, I don't hear them. But y'all know with the dog, I'm out at different times during the afternoon, evening, and even during the night. Never heard them. Unless they were just further off, they must be. Trina said it sounded like they were on my back. I said, well, I hope not, because you're going to hear me screaming, because frogs freak me out, you know, because, I mean, they're cute, and I'm not going to hurt them, but I just don't want to be near them, because, as I've said before, they're those animals that can, well, they're not really animals. What are they considered? Whatever. I can't think. Anyway, they're part of this other family that I can't remember the name of right now, but it'll probably come to me later. They're part of this family that, I forgot what I was going to say, that I don't like because they can jump in any direction. I don't like that. Don't jump at me in any direction, you know what I'm saying? It's like a bunny rabbit. If you're going to jump straight ahead. Turn your body when you're going to go left. No, these things will stand right in front of you and bounce off southeast. No. How you doing that? Stop it. Or southeast, southeast. What? Yeah, like that one. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But they freak me out. I've spent 3 minutes talking about frogs. Let me include the video for your listening pleasure, because you can't see nothing. Hold on. Hi, it's me again. Look, real quick, like, I know some of y'all may not understand that I don't want to talk about it. okay? You may not understand that, but I like to deal with that at home in the privacy of my own home by myself. I like to get all that out, okay? And I don't want to talk about it, okay? I don't want to keep talking about it. That doesn't mean that I want to pretend like nothing ever happened. It's just, I can't talk when I get upset, okay? I can't. So there's no point in making a video, because all y'all would see is this ugly face of me ugly crying and not making a sound because I can't talk, okay? So yeah, just accept the fact that I do that at home, and outside of the home I want to be upbeat and funny, okay? Because I don't like watching videos that are sad. You know what I'm saying? I don't. So I don't want y'all to watch a video that's sad. So let's move on and talk about something funny, okay? Because you know them girls are funny. Now, first of all, they came to the house yesterday and they made this little, it looked like a little memorial on my step, okay? But they put it right in front of my storm door and I couldn't open the door. So they knocked on the door and then they ran, but they stood back watching, which I thought was very sweet. And I opened the door and I said, I can't open the, I opened the wooden door. And I said, I can't open the door. And so here they come running back. They could not wait to give it to me. They gave me a card that was addressed to Mr. Traci, Mr. Dot Traci. It was a sweet card and they all signed it. And they gave me some lilies and they said, I'm sorry, the flowers are fake. I needed the laugh, I said, no, it's fine. And then they gave me a balloon that says, I love you, and a Hershey's bar, and what else? Seemed like there was something else. I can't remember. I think that was all. Anyway, it was so sweet. And they said, we'll give you 2 weeks off from us so you can rest. Look, don't promise me a good time, okay? I was like, 2 weeks? And they were like, yeah, if that's long enough. And I was like, a week would probably be fine. But Naomi was like, nope, 2 weeks. We're not coming for 2 weeks. Y'all, they will be there tonight probably, because they can't stay away for 2 weeks. I probably wouldn't even want them to stay away for 2 weeks, but it was a sweet offer. I doubt it's going to happen, but it's a sweet offer. But moving on to the really funny thing is, the other night when we filmed that video of us making the brownies, Phoenix came in, and if you watch the TikTok video, I edited it quite a bit for Facebook. I cut out a lot of the silliness, believe it or not, to post to Facebook and YouTube. But the TikTok is unedited, and you'll hear me at the beginning of the video getting on to Phoenix. And I said, Phoenix Rose, that is not funny. You put that down, or something like that. And then when I went back and listened, I was like, what was I getting on to her about? But then I remembered. I have a pair of dog trimmers, okay? I use them on Penny dog trimmers. And I did not have the guard on the end of the trimmers. I feel like I'm saying trimmers. Trimmers. Anyway, the same word, different spelling, different meaning. I hate English language. But I didn't have the guard on it because I had been outside with Pumpkin shaving all those mats off from around her neck, which she hates me now. She won't even come near me because I have messed with her so much about the mats around her neck. So anyway, I had used that, and then I brought it back in and disassembled it and washed it all, and I put it all back together, and I had it laying on where my little coffee counter thing, that little coffee stand thing that my friend's husband made. I had it laying over there. Well, Phoenix picked it up and held it up to her head, like she was going to shave her head. That's why I got onto her at the beginning of the TikTok video. But then the funny happened, because I said, Phoenix, you know, that's not funny. Don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then Naomi turns around and says, yeah, that's probably her trimmers for down there. I said, what? No. No. I said, those are pennies. I said, first of all, if they were mine for down there, they wouldn't be in the kitchen, okay? First of all, let's get that out of the way. Second of all, I used them on Pumpkin to shave the mats off from around her neck, and I brought it in and rinsed it off because I'm sure she's got fleas. I haven't been able to catch her to give her a flea treatment. Plus the fact that I just shaved all the hair from around her neck. I don't want to just put that on there, on her bare skin. I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe that's the time to do it. But anyway, she hates me now anyway, so she won't come near me because I've messed with her so much. I think she thinks I'm trying to deceased her because, you know, I gave her the tapeworm medicine, and then every time she comes around, I'm brushing her and trying to shave her. Anyway, I just thought that was so funny that she said they were for down there, and I was like, they are pennies trimmers. I just don't have the guard on it because I was using it on Pumpkin. And then we all laughed and laughed and laughed. And yeah, Naomi probably knows about trimmers because she has an older sister and a mom who probably aren't that shy about things. Kids nowadays know everything, okay? From TikTok to YouTube, they know everything. Yeah. So, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this very long and rambling video of me talking about 400 different subjects. And I hope y'all have a great day. And believe me, I am okay. She was 19. She's 19 today. So I thought her birthday was the 16th, and then I thought it was the 20th, but I started going through my old photo albums and stuff, and my mom had bought me a cat book, and in that cat book, the first time I took her to the vet, it said date of birth 4/22, but then on the next page, I had written 4/23, so either way, her birthday, I think, was the 22nd, because I had to take her to the vet as soon as I brought her home, like that same week, because she had a cold. She had sniffles, so I had to take her to the vet and get her on some sort of medication for that, and of course I had to start getting her shots. She didn't even weigh a pound when I got her. So anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about that, okay? And y'all have a great day, and remember, I love you and Jesus loves you, and we hope he's coming back soon. Come, Jesus, come. Let today be the day. Love me some CC Winans. Okay, I love y'all, and I'll be back soon. Okay, bye.